Hello and welcome back to the Córdoba Music Group YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Katie, welcome. And this series is all about taking your playing to the next level. And what better way to take your playing to the next level than trying some more intricate chords, especially incorporating bar chords into your repertoire. In this video, I'll share with you some technique tips in order to make bar chords easier, and I'll share some song examples that feature some common bar chords. Now, bar chords can seem a little intimidating at first, but with the proper technique, you'll be able to master these and just make them so much easier than just squeezing down on the fretboard and then hoping for the best. So speaking of squeezing down on the fretboard and hoping for the best, my first tip is to relax. Relax your hand, your chording hand, and also try to keep your wrist nice and straight. Something that typically helps, which comes to tip number 2, is to keep your ukulele neck up at a 45-degree angle. If you keep it parallel with the floor, you could be able to form a bar chord that way and try to keep your wrist straight, but more often than not, the wrist wants to pull forward this way to compensate. If we bring the neck more so at a 45-degree angle, it just releases that pressure, and I feel like there's just so much more range of motion for me to reach my destination on the fretboard that I want to, and I don't have to reach for it. The neck is coming to me. Tip number 3, I've heard this called the counterweight or the push-pull motion. So what you need to do is you need to use your larger muscles rather than engaging your smaller muscles only to form a bar chord. I've talked about this in my how to hold your ukulele video, and that is going to be linked in the cards above and the description box below if you would like to see that. I'll also demonstrate it here as well. So this portion of the ukulele body is pressed against my right ribs right here, and I'm going to take this portion of my arm and I am going to push it against my body. I'm going to press it against my body securely, and then you see how my ukulele neck wants to swing forward. I have kind of like this push-pull motion right here. Now, take your chording hand, even just on a C chord, which is 3rd fret of the A string, finger number 3 of my left hand, and as the uke neck wants to pull forward, I am going to stabilize it using the weight of my arm, and I'm almost going to pull it back just a little bit. So I have the push, pull, push, pull. It's almost like my fingers are being pressed into the strings because this is securing the ukulele this way, and then my arm, the weight of the arm, is anchoring the rest, so that it's not just squeezing for dear life with my chording hand. No. It's a little bit of squeeze here and that push-pull motion. Give it a try. Tip number 4, roll your finger onto its side instead of using the flat of your finger this way. So if you use this portion of your finger without rolling it, what happens is that you have these finger joints right here, and you see how they are indentations in your fingers, depressions in your fingers. Of course you need them because your fingers need to bend, but it becomes very difficult when you want to be able to cover all of your strings in order to form a bar chord, because then you have some strings that have less pressure on them, or certain parts of the strings that don't have an equal amount of pressure on the strings. So what you do is that you roll your finger more so onto its side, like this. I've also seen it rolled, the other way as well. For me, this is so much easier to roll it onto its side, where my elbow just comes a little bit closer to my body. I feel like I have that push-pull motion right here, and then I'm rolling my finger onto its side. So the indentations, if you can see the indentations on my finger, they're going to be here more so than here. Those little minor adjustments that are going to make a very, very big difference. It's going to save your hand in the long run. This next tip is going to help you troubleshoot through a common problem, and that is muffled strings. How many of you have ever played a bar chord and it sounds like this? Oh, I have plenty of times. This D7 bar chord, very, very common, and we are taking finger number 1, and it's barring across the 2nd fret, finger number 2 is on the 3rd fret of the A string. Let's build this one string at a time. I have my ukulele pressed against my body. This hand is bringing it back, stabilizing the uke. I'm going to find the 1st string on the 2nd fret, and I'm just going to gently touch the string and very slowly apply pressure to the string. And once I hear a clear sound, that's my signal to stop pushing, because that's the only amount of pressure that you need in order to make a clear sound. So I'm just going to strum this string with my thumb. Gently, I'm going to do the push-pull motion. Ah, there's my clear sound. I feel like I'm barely touching on my ukulele. I feel like I'm barely touching that string. So that is my mental signal. Oh, okay, I don't need to push harder than that. I repeat the process, building my chord one string at a time. You may have to adjust the pressure. And so then as you're troubleshooting, oh, I hear a buzzing. That means I just need to maybe apply just a little bit more pressure, just a little bit, or I need to adjust with the push-pull motion here. Here are 3 common bar chords to look out for. We have a B minor, a D7, and a B flat. You could also bar the entire 1st fret in order to create that B flat. Here are some song examples where these bar chords appear. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. Well, I've never seen the king of beasts with quite so little hair. I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before. I'm brushing up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my road. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. I said, hey, 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 living like we're renegades. I said, hey, 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 living like we're renegades, renegades. Bar chords can be very frustrating, so hopefully these tips and just these exercises will help you troubleshoot and work through your bar chords. Make sure that you celebrate each little win, even if it's just a little bit better, even if it just feels a little bit better that time, or if it sounds a little bit better. Just celebrate that, okay? Remember, it is a process and it is not about perfection. You've got this. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.